Billy Kelly's going to join us. We got Mike Davis in the second hour in the situation in Nashville and around the country the other hour, but I got to talk economics. And particularly, we got to get into the budget cuts, Doge, what Doge is bringing to the table, which I hope and I think could be significant. And man, we need it more than ever. What do you got?
Yeah, well, this morning we started getting into it, supporting our good friend Peter Navarro on trade and tariffs, and the Wall Street Journal keeps writing just little pithy hit pieces. Not even, it's just political hit pieces. It's not even a trade debate. But the other day I was on the local news with our Senator Tim Kaine, Senator Mark Warner. The prices are going to go up, the prices are going to go up. And then I came on, luckily they timed it, kind of worked out. I said, yeah, well, that's all neat. There might be a couple little dislocations. But ask the average American how it's working for them. How are the jobs numbers going? How are the wages going? How's the productivity going over the past 70 years for the American worker? And the answer is terrible. And so I just want to put up a few charts, right, just to show. Here's the long-term trajectory. Denver, if you want to put up the first chart, this goes back to 1840. And if you look at that chart, there's a light blue line going straight up. That's the growth of the services, the composition of the labor that's devoted to services. Then the black line is industry, kind of manufacturing industry. It's labeled. It's going up until about 1950, and then you see a black line going down until the current point in time. The next chart sharpens that a little bit more so you can see the current context. Denver right there, perfect. That one shows at 2000, there's a distinct downturn. That you can almost just summarize in one word, China. Right, so there's U.S. manufacturing jobs rapidly declining since 2000. And then you got to get into, why is this? What's the story? What's the narrative? How are you framing this story? That makes all the difference. The Wall Street Journal wants to frame it a certain way. The cheap labor crowd wants to frame it another way. The War Room gives you the full spectrum explanation of everything so you can make up your own minds. Here's Brookings. So their explanation is, don't worry about these people. Don't worry about the American citizens. Don't worry about American citizens first. Look at that chart. The employment, of course, is going down. Those are just the plebes. Those are just you, the people at home. Who cares about you? What we care about is real output on the next chart, Denver. You can see the dichotomy between real output going up on that chart right there and employment jobs going down. You can't cheat on the jobs, although they tried over the last CBS. We're going to get into the labor data on the fine foot chart. They've been lying and cheating and overstating the job creation. But there's their story. Now, let me explain to you a little bit as to why I said this morning that the left is so clever. They know how to own the agencies. They know how to redefine terms. If you listen to Mike Benz, they have redefined tweets as mini cyber events so they can regulate them and so they can censor you. They have changed the definition of democracy from we the people to the agencies and institutions required to have a democracy, so that if any white males attack the mainstream media, you're a racist and you go to jail. Right? This is nasty. They're very smart on the left, but it is so nasty. And so here's my little contribution. I mentioned this earlier in the show. The definition of manufacturing has evolved. Whenever you hear that word, pay attention because they're making up stuff. Right? The definition of manufacturing has evolved over time to include more than just physical transformation of materials. That's what manufacturing used to be. Now it also includes services. So manufacturing is services, which makes no sense unless you want to jack up that number that Brookings just jacked up under manufacturing, have that going up instead of down. Capital investment is considered part of manufacturing. That's the good thing. That's what we need to grow. Real capital investment. Even that definition has changed. All the green stuff counts in there. And yes, green investment counts as part of U.S. manufacturing. And if you just Google it, artificial intelligence, all the U.S. job, get these. Everyone ought to copy these while they're still up on the websites because they're so embarrassing to the left. Green investment is a key driver of job creation and a more sustainable economy. This is the language we all suffered under, along with COVID and all the other language. How is green investment part of U.S. manufacturing? You might ask yourself. One answer, tax credits. So right off the bat, you see the economy is not making up its mind. The government sector is. fealty test. Either you bow before the green energy czars, right, going back to Al Gore, and admit and in public, you take a knee, I'm with you, right? It's a political test, and they're talking about totalitarian regimes on the conservative side after this establishment for the past decade. Uh, Bottom line, here's the evidence that is probably most important. Next chart, Denver. List of countries by manufacturing output. The United States is still quite a bit bigger than China. It's way bigger in GDP per capita. But here's China with $5.5 trillion in manufacturing, and the United States of America at $2.5 trillion in manufacturing. So China's been growing at 10%. On this show, we've gone over and over and over, right? The Nobel Prize-winning growth model, right? Solo model. Capital is the number one growth determinant. China's got it. Ours is plateauing, and we're not putting capital in the hands of the American people. Let's just close with the U.S. Jobs report and jobs numbers over the past 5 years. This was brought to us by a great friend of Stephen K. Bannon, the War Room. David Ramaswamy shared this chart with me, so I want to give him full credit. If you want to go to that last chart, right, they got it right. So these are two stacked on top of each other. So this is from 2019 to 2024, 5 years. Fred, this is Federal Reserve data. This is not right-wing watch. Says we've added 1.5 million jobs. That's nothing, folks. Let me go over this real slow. So over the past 4 years, I've been on the show with Steve and all the other economists, EJ and Peter Navarro, going over the jobs numbers. Every month, the government has told us we're growing at 200,000 jobs a month, or 250,000 jobs a month. Well, just do a little bit of math there. Take 250,000 jobs per month times 12 months a year. That gets you 3 million jobs per year. 3 million jobs per year times 4.5 years gets you over 12 million jobs, according to the Census Bureau and all the BLS and all the folks who count the jobs. Well, we don't have 12 million jobs. According to these charts from the Federal Reserve, it's way less than 12 million. We only have 1.5 million jobs. And then to make matters worse, the summary statement, over 41% of those full-time jobs were government jobs. And of course, that's why productivity is down, and CBO has it going down even further for the next 30 years. And that's why GDP and your incomes are going down as well. So there's a little bit of an overview. All that, again, is connected to one question in support of Peter Navarro. Why tariffs? Why trade? Why do we need these Trump policies in place? Because we're getting smoked, folks. We have shipped our capital abroad. We've shipped our firms abroad. We've shipped our jobs abroad. We've decimated our middle class. There's your proof. There's your long-term story. Peter Navarro's doing the right thing, and we're going to prove it over the next couple years.
Amazing.